Whoa, and we're live. It's a slow day here on the island. The weather is still crappy. The wind is whipping. The tree fell behind my house, and another good day to go on live. Why not? So Joni. Really? You need to watch this video. You really do. And don't take offense to it. It's not to be mean to you or to harm you. It's to help you. Because your cooking videos, hey Jan, aloha, hey Misty, aloha. And your cross-contamination, you get your hands in raw meat and you touch everything else. Maybe you should get a good dose of food poisoning before this might set in. You know? There may be a reason why your mom doesn't want to eat your cooking. And frankly, I think she's right. Hey Sapphire Blue, aloha. The cooking that you do is quite disturbing. For one thing, if you have to smell the meat to make sure it's okay, it's not. It's very, very easy to develop E. coli especially with meat that you've taken some out of a package and then thrown it back in the fridge because you've had your dirty hands in it. The bacteria and all the other nasty little buggies that are on your hands are now on the meat. And they're populating the meat. Cooking it doesn't always help. There are some foodborne illnesses that aren't killed by cooking. How do I know this? Well, it dates back to my grandmother teaching me in the kitchen before there ever was Google or anything else. And the first thing that grandma did or told us, and it's true to the day, wash your hands, especially after touching raw meat. What is so hard about that? Unless your sink that's full of dishes, you don't have running water there. Hey, Stitching Girl. Hey, Trisha. Hey, Patty. Yeah. And if you have to smell a bowl to see if it's clean, maybe it's not. Rinsing it out, not going to help much because water doesn't wash off bacteria. Hey, Rubby, what's up? Well, yeah, it's quite disturbing, the interaction between her and her mom. Exactly, Tricia, exactly. I mean, that's when I taught culinary arts, cooking, basically. The first thing I did was I showed people how to wash your hands. And now that we have COVID in our lives, washing our hands should become second nature. I mean, that's the first thing I do before I do anything when I walk through my door when I've been somewhere is I go wash my hands. I kick my shoes off outside the door and go wash my hands because I don't want any of what's out there in my house. And not only that, when you lick the spoon that you've used to stir the meat, I just about lost my lunch because I can't even, you guys. It's just exactly Stitching Girl, right. Let me show my wig. I wanted to barf. Looking at the inside of that, it's probably never been washed. And bleh, yes, you have to, even though I live by myself and I'm the only one in my house, I have a bottle of a spray bottle on my sink, not under it, but on it, that is full of water with 2 capfuls of bleach in it. And I use it to clean everything because there's just enough bleach in it to where it'll kill things, but it's not so much that you'll taste it or it can damage, you know, whatever, your clothes or anything. I do have a couple of spots on some of my clothes where, yeah, I've got a little too much bleach in it. But and because I taught culinary arts and because our crews would be out working in the field for 8 days and we used to have to pack enough food for 16 people for 8 days. Okay, that's a lot of food. And we didn't send them out with prepackaged stuff. No, we sent them out with raw meat that they cooked on site. But we packed it in a way, and the menu was set in a way that the thing was least likely to spoil is used last, or the thing that's most likely to spoil, they use it the first night or second night. And there is a method to the whole thing on how much we sent and where it went. It was 3 huge ice chests and the whole bed of a pickup truck full of food, basically, because they're working 10-hour shifts and they're hungry. They're doing hard manual labor. Um, yeah, there's you guys have probably seen more than me. I don't watch her too much because it just I just want to put my fist through the screen and just shake her and go, "What are you thinking? You need to read up or you need to educate yourself on food safety." I it just I almost want to barf sometimes. But when I was, when we packed the food, and because that I taught them that washing hands is important. You don't touch anything until your hands are clean. If you touch something else, wash your hands again. And gloves. There was always gloves. I told them, if you don't want to wash your hands, wear gloves. I get it. Wash your hands once and put gloves on. But not once in the years that I did that, not one time did anyone ever get food poisoning or any other foodborne illness. And I drove that home that you guys don't want to be sick out there. You guys need to go by the steps that I give you to make it safe. Because there wasn't refrigeration out there. They were sent out with ice chests and ice. One ice chest was raw meat, another one was um, dairy and cheese and things like that. So there wasn't any chance of cross contamination. But handling raw meat and then touching everything else, touching her phone, my God, can you imagine how much bacteria is on that phone just from her touching it? Excuse me while I throw up in my mouth a little bit. Yeah, exactly, Trisha. And that's one reason why I don't go out to eat a lot. Um, Especially since COVID. Um, I just I'm too picky. I guess I don't want to get sick from it. And especially if they have new people in the kitchen and, who don't have a food safety certificate and don't know the basics. Exactly, stitching girl. Well, Sapphire, that's what our grandmothers and our mothers used to teach us. Wash your hands. And this is a family story that goes way back. And we always get a chuckle out of it whenever one of us remembers it. When my kids I think my son was probably 9 or 10, and my daughter was probably 8 by then. My mom took him to Disneyland. And first time they really, went anywhere on adventure without me. The first thing my kids come back, Mom, Grandma drove us crazy. And I go, why is that? And they said, she made us wash our hands every time we went by somewhere where we could, because she said there's germs, germs, germs from all over the world. And you know what? My mom was right. There are germs, and especially there in the Magic Kingdom, where people come from all over the world to experience it. Hey, Robert, aloha. Who, go ahead, I don't care. See, how can I say, oh, you can't troll me, you know? And, somebody else's opinion, that's what it is, an opinion. And I only say this because I don't want to see somebody get sick, really, honestly, especially her mom. At her age, probably my age is what her mom is. Um, Getting sick like that is really hard to come out of. It can really damage you. Yeah, Misty, exactly. And once you've experienced that, you don't ever. I mean, I can remember back, oh gosh, I think I was we were just I don't think I just had my son. I hadn't had my daughter yet. And I was working, so my husband fixed dinner. Well, he didn't cook the chicken all the way. And I went to eat it. And I got food poisoning. And that's the last time I ever got food poisoning. Um, I didn't let my husband in the kitchen much after that, actually. But it's common sense, but it's also a little bit of um, knowledge. And hold on. I gotta pull up the YouTube site. Hold on. Yeah, Trisha, exactly. We don't know. And the reason why we get sick when we go to different countries is because our water is purified. Our food is refrigerated. Um, it's oh, is another tree gonna fall? Gosh, I hope not. It scared the crap out of me earlier. Sorry. Uh, okay, now we're good. Oh, KFC. Oh, God. And here's another one. A lot of these businesses, and there's one restaurant in particular that I think their franchise, I think they actually disbanded because of it. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Skipper's Seafood. It was a little chain that was back, in the 80s and 90s. Well, they would get seafood in, and my cousins worked there. So we'd go hang out, after they'd close the lobby and, hang out for a minute. When they took the fish that hadn't been used for that day, they put it out on the counter and pulled the worms out of it. And I shit you not, I have never been so grossed out in my entire life. Seeing tapeworms and worms being pulled out of fish that's gonna go in somebody's plate the next day. Um, and a lot of times they use bleach to make it last longer, I guess. I'm not sure about that part. But hey, ghost of Jakey Poo. Well, Stitching Girl, yeah, I get that part too, but I mean, this is the cooking should be something that needs to be, and if she wasn't so obstinate, I would help her through this. I would do some cooking videos with her to show her and point out to her, hey, you just licked your fingers, go wash your hands, kind of thing. But no, I'm that evil, troublemaking troll in Hawaii. Yeah, I might be that sometimes, but most of the time I'm trying to be helpful. But some people just can't take advice. They think it's criticism when it's not. Yesterday, that was criticism. Today, not so much. Check her review list. And that's another thing. I'm going to do a review on a bottled water. I mean, really, it's come down to that. Elba wants to do reviews on coffee, McDonald's coffee. Okay. You want to do a review on God knows what. Um, it would, Stitching Girl. It would help her. I mean, not only that, a messy house, messy mind. You know, if you're willing to step over the object on the floor that shouldn't be there and ignore it, there's a bigger problem. There's a way bigger problem. Well, I'd rather bite into an apple and get a worm because I know they'd only been eating an apple. But these worms that were in the fish, uh-uh. And, eh, you know, once you've seen things like that, it kinda spoils it for everything else. But I don't really have to go out to eat because I know how to cook, and I cook a lot. Um, I didn't cook last night because I had a late lunch and I didn't even eat dinner, so hey, Kobajan aloha. Well, that could very well be too. And another thing, okay, washing vegetables. I have a colander in my kitchen devoted to nothing but washing vegetables, especially potatoes. If you've ever seen a potato field, you know what the fertilizer is and what's in the soil, and it's not good. That's another point of bacteria and viruses and other nasty little bugs that creep into your home. I would never touch a potato, and actually, I have a brush that I use to scrub my vegetables, especially potatoes. I'll scrub them down to almost no skin left on them. That way you don't really have to peel them. Um, Lorelai, really? This is only the second live I've done in what, 6, 7 weeks? So go park yourself somewhere else. Because over there, you wanted the instigating factors. And I usually don't block people here, but I might make an exception to you. Hey, Cupcake Aloha. I don't know the dynamics between Joni and her mom. I'm not even going to get into that because I don't really care. Oh, Lorelai, go pat yourself on the back. You know, fly your flag for Joni because you're only coming in after what I've already gone through. And if you didn't read what the title of this was, then you need to just go park yourself somewhere else. Because frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. And actually, this is something to help Joni because what I observed today was very frightening and stomach churning. Well, we have lungworm over here, and it's in the. They like to. They're like a slug, and they can cause some really, really. It's called rat lungworm, and it's devastating. I had some friends who were drinking kava, and kava is kind of like enlightening coffee. It opens your mind and stuff. They left it out on the lanai on the table. Well, the slugs got into it, and every one of them came down with this rat lung disease. and they traced it back to this bowl of kava. So we're really educated on the importance of especially produce that's grown here on the island because we don't use a lot of herbicides. Matter of fact, the one papaya uh, grower who had genetically modified papayas cut down their whole farm and replanted with non-GMO. So, um, sorry, I'm just trying to read back a minute. There you go, Groba John. New paint job. New paint job. But there's just some people. It is, but there's the E. coli. But if you've ever seen the farm workers and most of the produce we get here, if it's coming like in from Safeway, because that's where I go, um, I've seen um, the working conditions on some of the farms in the Imperial Valley. Um, they don't have bathroom services. They don't have a place to wash your hands. So, if one of those guys get a bug and they're sick when they're harvesting, where are they going to go? Well, they're going to go the next row over and, do what they got to do. It stays in the soil. Exactly. Yep. You got it, Cupcake. Hey, Robert. Aloha. Mako. Yeah, exactly, Stitching Girl, because from seed to table what your food was propagated in, what was grown in, what fertilizer you used, if any. There's a lot of organic fertilizers that, yeah, they're organic, but they're also, because of that, there's other things lingering. But when I lived, we had our house up in Ferndale. Rosie went right by it when she was up there. I thought it was kind of funny, but we had a huge garden. We had artichokes, we had blackberries, we had raspberries, tomatoes, squash, pumpkin, um, beets, carrots, you know, um, and in the greenhouse we had a little something something else, but uh yeah, exactly, Cupcake. Exactly. You have to be certified. And that's a to be in certified organic is a very, very long process. Um, you know, they can try to um slap a label on it, but you really don't know if that's true or not. Well, Johnny, that's exactly it. That's my point. It's the hygiene. I mean, never washes her hands, plays in raw meat and then touches her phone and then touches something else and then, whatever. Um I don't want to wake up one day see a video and have to say, "I told you so." I told you so. I don't like having to do those kind of videos. I've had to do a couple in the past. And this is not to drag Joni through the mud. No, this is advice. And she can take it any way she wants it. There's another one, Johnny. There's another one. Holding the phone while you're driving. Another one of my pet peeves. Why? Because I've lost a loved one from somebody being on their fucking cell phone driving. Okay? There's a law against it, and that's there for a reason. And it's not a law that you can pick and choose. No. Um, yeah, yeah, Sapphire, I know. Well, it goes both ways, Johnny. It goes both ways. And that's the one where I've had to go and say, I told you so. Because somebody's gotten in an accident holding a cell phone. Um, hey, Arthur, aloha. Yeah, it's still, I mean, it's really, really windy out right now. The rain let up for a little bit. It's not, it's still like 72 degrees and I'm freezing my ass off. Stitching Girl, that's the exact one I'm referencing to. And I watched that when it happened. And that was one of those, I told you so. You should know better. And you lied about it to get to it anyway. I mean, how can you lie about something when there's obviously your fault? Because he was ranting and raving no more than 30 seconds before that happened. Well, Mama, she doesn't take she has me blocked. How in the hell am I supposed to go talk to her? It's not a private thing. When you put your business out there in YouTube land or in cyberspace, don't be surprised when somebody calls you out on your bullshit. Yeah, you tell them, Waddy. So, Mama, you have no idea. No idea. And Joni, she has a problem with me because I have a problem with Elvis. Okay? So you can sit your happy little ass down and, you know, go about your business. It's not her stovetop being dirt. Oh my God, you must be as dumb as her then. I mean, really. If that's if that's the way you're gonna put it, well, honey, you just march your happy little ass right back over there. No, your first question should have said, have you tried to talk to her about it? Yes, I have. Did I get a response? No, I haven't. Yeah, and Mama, I taught culinary arts. That was one of my careers. I taught it for 7 years for the state of California. I think I might know what I'm talking about. I'm not just somebody that does, home cooking. No, no, no. I taught people how to cook and the importance of washing your hands, especially after handling raw meat. Go. You're being a pest. Yeah, mama, did you see what her bathroom looked like? That's another disgusting thing. Joni doesn't do anything. Why can't she clean her house? I mean, come on. If I lived in clutter like that, I would be pissed off too. Good God. Hey, Tasha. Exactly, Stitching Girl. You know, we don't just say things that are mean or to make fun of somebody. No. And there's a group of us, Stitching Girl, there's a few other with Patty and a few others. We talk about this and and they've encouraged me to try to um help. But you can't help somebody when they don't think they're wrong. Yeah, it doesn't cost anything to clean your house. It doesn't cost money. It's time and effort. Just like your appearance. It's time and effort. Um, Rub, it was disgusting. I can't even. Mm-mm. Well, Patty, that's funny because and I don't know why last night I must have been bored out of my mind. I was going through some of my recommended or whatever. And Mama, how in the hell am I supposed to go help? I live in Hawaii. Hello. And I'm sorry, a clean house shouldn't have to have somebody come over to show you what done. I mean, really? Is this the stand you're going to make? Because frankly, my dear, you sound really dumb. So the video I watched last night was and it's really good because it was dialect. Oh, I can't remember the rest of it. But it's a shortened version of the State Gate in Stadium Kitchen, where Elbow tries to tell Rosie how to cook a steak, and he boils it. He blames it on the pan. He blames it on the cut of meat. He doesn't blame his technique. And watching that, I'm just going, huh, huh. You might as well retread your van tires with that steak because it's going to be like rubber. And sure enough, it was like rubber. Exactly, Patty. It just takes time and effort. you know? Hey, Wolf Dad, aloha. Dang it. Oh, I didn't see that red one. I'm glad I didn't. That's right. He Rosie, it's your fault. You made me lose my concentration. No, you don't know what the hell you're doing. And oh, it burnt the garlic. Oh, I guess I better take it out of there. You burnt the butter too. Good God. Mama, you don't have you been watching Joni from the beginning? Because I have. And she did a few things where, all right, you know, whatever. Let's not forget the let's not forget the dartboard, folks. Huh? How about that? Well, Mama, I've heard people try to give her advice, and you know what she does? She blocks them. So there you go. Well, you may be concerned about her feelings, but I'm concerned about her health and her mother's health. Because without that, you have nothing. Sorry. Bottom line. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. Patty. Yeah, he's back. He's a he's a nothing. Well, I don't know about Tasha. It's oh yeah, the pan, right? Right? And I'm sorry. If I had a gas stove, I have an electric stove, so I don't have cast iron because I don't feel that cast iron on electric stoves just doesn't work because you have hot spots, you have cold spots. But with a gas stove, I love my cast iron. And if he thinks that having a cast iron skillet is not going to sear your meat, well, there's a clue. Yes, Mama, my husband's from North Carolina. My brother's in South Carolina. Another nephew is in Georgia. So, yeah, I know a lot about the South. Oh, in this day and age, Mama, it's totally different. That statement doesn't even fly. Misty. I know, right? Go. Exactly, Rub. Right there. That's the exact. Let me. Yep, that's it, Rub. That's it. I tried. I tried on a couple of, on my number one channel and this channel. Oh, there you go, Patty. Well, and also, I'm really, really thinking about my brother's offer um, for Christmas in South Carolina. Um, I actually went and looked at flights, and yeah, it's going to be expensive, but since he's paying for it, he said, "Don't worry about it." He said, I'll send you a American Express card for travel. Okay. Well, he sent me one of those a year ago, and that was what got my truck fixed. There you go, Sapphire. There you go. And how do you say you're supporting her cooking when everything about it is wrong from the get-go? I mean, did your parents not teach you first on to wash your hands before you start touching food? Or wash your hands before you put gloves on? I mean, that should be ingrained in somebody's existence. Well, you know what I found? And and when I was doing it, I'm thinking, I really hope I don't ruin this steak. It was when I first got my air fryer, and I got one of the extra large ones. And my favorite cut of meat is a ribeye. So I went and spoiled myself one day for the once a month I have raw meat, maybe twice. I seasoned that ribeye and I put it in my air fryer. I will never cook a steak another way again. For one, it's not sitting in the oil. For two, it's cooking it from all upside, bottom side, everywhere because it's flowing and it cooks it evenly. It makes the juice go to the middle of the steak. Hence why you would sear something. But I always use a thermometer, meat thermometer to check my meat. That way, you know if it's raw, you know if it's rare, medium, or well done. And I'm sorry, if you cook your steak to well done, you're not a friend of mine. Somebody said on Elvis's, yeah, meat steak when you cut into it's not supposed to be white. No, it wasn't even pink. Yeah, you go help her out, Mama. Yeah, you go tell her what it's all about. I'm not spreading lies about you. Quit being so damn sensitive. No, you didn't. We were watching, Joni. Oh, I don't think you're ever going to be. That's all I have to say. No, and you licked the spoon you were stirring the meat with. Hello. We watched you do it. We actually discussed it. So you can be all in your feelings all you want, Joni. And you can take this as criticism if you want. That's not what it's meant. Hey, Marina, aloha. Oh, Mama, really, you're really being silly. You really are. Well, Misty, yeah, if I had a barbecuer, actually I had a cast iron from Lodge hibachi, and I loved that. And I had an old Griswold 2-burner stove, and I love the combination. That's right, Patty. Sear the bitterness. All right, well, and just like it says, the truth is not hate. You may hate the truth, but it's not hate. I don't know how many times I tried to drill that into people's heads. Oh, quit being so self-righteous. Good God, then go away. I don't want you here either. And there's not many people I throw out of my side chat. Yeah, Mama, you go help her clean her house. You go help her learn to cook. Because apparently, I'm just mean. I have a bitter tongue. Wah. Good God. Yeah, and if your bathroom is clean, Joni, show us like you did last time. Or better yet, why don't you flash us like you did a couple days ago? I mean, really? Report for bullying. Well, that's rich. You report away because frankly, I don't give a damn. Must be Sapphire, must be. Or maybe Melton John. She wrote a song about him. Why? I have no idea. No, Misty, I think that's far from ever going to be the case, unfortunately. Yes, Stitching Girl it is. And thank you to which one of you girls sent me the screenshot. Trust me. Yeah. Bye, Felicia. Don't let the door hit you on the ass. Hey, VMAC, aloha. Uh, you guys make me laugh as I make myself laugh. Oh, maybe it was VMAC who screenshotted that to me. I don't know. I can't remember. Yes, she did. Yeah, full frontal. Trust me, Rub. I wanted to poke my eyes out. Really, really, I did. There you go, VMAC. That's the subject of this video or this stream. Flashing what? Hello? Your tatas, your moves. I can send you the screenshot, Joni, of yourself. It was the day that you were changing your clothes in the hallway. Yeah, it wasn't attractive, really. It was quite disturbing. There you go, Trisha. There you go. That be it. He's on a Flintstone vehicle. Eh. Well, Coates needs, he needs content every once in a while. Oh, Trisha. Oh, good grief. That's funny as shit. Ah. And that's it, Misty. The old adage, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know, I can try to give good, healthy advice, but if I'm called a troll, then so be it. I shall grow the hair on my knuckles and drag them like the rest of the trolls down here. I have to redo my cast. I don't even know if I have the app anymore. I had to dust off the laptop. It was completely dead. I had to charge it up before I could do anything because I'm kind of right in the middle of a project of putting lights up in my house. And days like this, when it looks like it's so dark outside, it looks like it's nighttime almost. It's so cloudy and windy right now. uh, Thick gloves and somebody's hand in it. Yeah, VMAC, I saw those. It's a down weekend for me. I'm not doing anything. I've been home for 2 days because we're under a flash flood, blizzard, wind warning. And I got bored and I figured, well, what better than to just come on here finally and see who's still around. I don't go into many side chats anymore. Um, I don't watch much anymore because frankly, it's all just bullshit. He said, she said, can I one up you? Can I drag one of your family members through the mud? Oh, what lies can I tell? Oh, joy. It's not fun. And I've always said, when YouTube isn't fun anymore, I'll shut it down. And basically that's what I've been doing. Um, how did the Snoop I don't know what you mean, Trisha. I'm trying to figure out what that word means. Yeah, they're expecting almost 2 feet of snow up on top of the volcano. Actually, both of them, and maybe even on Maui on Haleakala. And that's it, Patty. And when I would teach, most of my students when they came in, I would say 60 to 70% of them came from foster homes, where they're really not taught anything unless they have really good foster parents. If they're I had a few that their foster families were only in it for the money, and that broke my heart. But when I have to teach an adult that you can't stuff all your clothes in a wash machine, stand up and stomp it down in it, and expect your clothes to get clean. I mean, those are the basics I had to start with some of these people. Um, and my grandmother, she was the cook for the lumber camp. Um, that's how I learned to cook from scratch, and my grandmother taught me. And um, that information was invaluable because it led to my career and it led for me to having a comfortable life, retiring at 50 and moving to Hawaii. And I live very, very comfortably here. I don't want for anything. I don't need anything, you know. The only thing I want is I want to go see my family. I mean, that's the only thing that's hard for me. Oh no, that's why I moved to Hawaii because when I was working up in the Sierras, up in California, um, we had a snowstorm and I was snowed in for 8 days. No heat, no electricity for 8 days. We couldn't dig out; it was too much, and we would have never got the truck up to the top of the hill anyway. And after that little ordeal was done, and life carries on. I vowed that the next time I go to Hawaii, I'm going for good. Not even a year later, I found myself with my toes in the sand, shades on a nice sandy beach. Exactly, Patty. Yep. Okay, thanks, VMAC. Aloha. Not Ramirez, not right now. We're under a blizzard warning. High wind and high surf. I guess over in Oahu, the North Shore has got 30 to 50-foot surf, and that's uh the wave face. But it's so choppy and the wind is so bad up there. There's nobody out there surfing it. Good day to sit on the beach and just watch it. But for the most part, I don't even own a long pair of pants. I mean, I'm sitting here in shorts and I'm like, "Ah, it's kind of cold. I wish I had some leggings or something." But no, can't remember the last time I wore closed-toed shoes. Yeah, no, can't do the cold anymore. And the main reason why is I have fibromyalgia, and because it doesn't really get cold like today, it's really bad. I'm really stiff and I'm sore because it's cold. But on most days, I almost forget about it. But when I walk into Safeway and that cold air hits me, it's like, oh, it just like somebody hits me with a baseball bat. Yes, Patty, there you go. My grandma taught me how to fold fitted sheets too, and there's an art to it, and there's a secret to it. If you know the secret, it's not hard. Oh, I can buy leggings, I just haven't. I mean, I pull them out 1 day out, 2 days out of the year. I mean, I'm sitting here with my nice fluffy blanket, you know. Um, but Oh, freezing rain. My sister used to live up in Eugene, Oregon, and they lived on a hill. And I can remember talking to her on the phone. She was standing out on the porch because the kids were coming up from the bus stop. And one of their neighbors went up and around the corner, and 10 seconds later, he's coming back, but going backwards down the hill. Yeah, that freezing rain is that stuff's wicked. Yeah, the lake effect snow. Crazy stuff, man. But I was born and raised in Northern California on the coast where we didn't get if we got snow, it was like nobody knew how to drive, like everything just stopped. Um, because driving in the snow is an art. If you don't know what you're doing driving in the snow, um, you're gonna kill yourself. Yeah, Walmart has all that, and I went into Old Navy, and they've got these big, heavy sweatshirts and sweatpants and these big parkas and stuff, and I'm thinking, well, those are going to be on the clearance rack soon. Yeah, I do, Bob. Thanks. But word, word on the street is he won't have it for long. Now that didn't come from me. I got nothing to do with that. But there are a few people who will remain nameless that will report him the minute he goes live. It's just the way it is. Some people think that you should play by the rules. Right, Trisha? Oh, crap. All right. Oh, hold on. What's that box? Oh. Just make sure the chickens don't get the bananas. Um, I went and harvested a bunch of bananas, and the chickens were like, as soon as you turn your back, we're going to eat them. So I turned around and I looked back, and here's this big rooster pecking into my bananas. Like, oh, hell no. I had to go cut a tree down to get those bananas. It's all right, Waddy. It's okay. It's all right. What are you talking about, Mama? No, I want to see what more foolishness she's got to say. See, I don't block people because I'm actually kind of interested to see if you're gonna shit and step in it. Which, you're pretty closer, Mama. You got your foot up just above that steaming pile of poo. Well, you think I have a lisp? That's because I don't have my teeth in right now. Okay, but I have them. I can afford to have my teeth done. Really? Jeez. Well, some people just want a white knight for the wrong reason. And that's when you just let them go, and sooner or later they'll step in it. And when that happens, we just sit back and laugh about it, you know. Oh, Trisha, I love you. See, and this is what people should do. I love interacting with you guys because you always make me laugh. And there's somebody I talk to regularly, and she always tells me, "You always make it better because you always make me laugh." And it's like, yeah, yeah. Oh, mama. Who pissed in your Cheerios and made you so sour? Yeah, deal. And I paid damn good money to have my teeth. That whole process this year was over $10,000 to have my teeth done. It also helps when you have two different dental insurances. I think out of $10,000, I think I ended up paying about 1,100 out of pocket. But see, that's what us folks out here in the West, we do. We work so we can get benefits, so we don't look like snaggletooths. Yeah, I do too, Trisha. I'd much rather laugh than cry. Yeah, we paid good money for what we got. Well, I don't have full dent, dentals, dentures. I have partials because I still have most of my bottom teeth, but I lost the one in the front. Get this, eating an orange. The pulp got stuck between my teeth, and I went to get it out, and I popped my tooth out. That was like, really? Yes, therapists. Yes, indeedy. I love my therapist. She got me through my phobia dentists, and that took about a year and a half of really working on my fear to go to the dentist. Because when I was about 8 or 9, I was at the dentist, back in the chair, laid out flat. My dentist was an old gin drinking, heavy breathing dentist from the old school. Um, and that was before they had recessed fluorescent lighting, where the light is just hanging from the ceiling. Well, that light fell off the ceiling right on top of me. Um, I was scarred from it. A year and a half of therapy just to get me into the dentist, just to start the work on my teeth. From Dr. Phil. No, but I can't wait to get my Medicare because I can get I want one of those pay nothing, get all these benefits things. Uh, that'll be next year. I'll be 62. I think I can file for it. Um, but anyway. And if somebody wants to call me out, I'm a dork, okay? And I'll be the first one to admit it. I laugh more at myself than anyone else. Because frankly, I don't take myself too damn seriously. And there's not much somebody else can say about me that's going to get under my skin. Because frankly, people like Mama and whoever else was in here, your words have no power against me because I don't care about you. Therefore, your words mean nothing. And frankly, you just make a fool of yourself. Yeah, I didn't know what that smell was, what that gin smell was until I got older and I actually smelled it and it took me straight back to that dentist chair. And I went, so that's what that smell was. Dr. Stromberg. Oh, God. But I also got in a car accident in my junior year of high school. And the car I was in got T-boned at 60 miles an hour. And I broke the side windshield with my face. Um, messed up my shoulder, messed up my hip. Um, I had, I have had 3 plastic surgeries on my face just to correct the scars. So, you know, when you walk a mile in my shoe, or I put my business out there, then, people like Mama and all you guys, then you can call me out on it. But I don't put myself out there. You see, hear my voice. Here I am. Oh, yeah, Cobra? Good or bad? We want to know, John. Come on. I never had wisdom teeth. Oh, well, there you go. Nothing worth watching. There you go. Well, there you go. And I'm not here for views. I could give a shit and care less. I don't care about views. That's the problem. The people that do care about views will do anything to get them. Yeah. They'll even give up your own personal information. Do the other panel? I don't know. Uh, nope, not the burger money, honey. Not the light me up money. Not the put it on the board money. Not the nothing. Because I have enough money. See, YouTube is merely a form of entertainment for me when I'm bored. Like today. And there's a few other people who probably shouldn't be still on here either. I know uh, Philip, one, two, three, four, five, five that I know that they think they're heavy hitters. Oh, yeah, it's not wisdom with me, it's silliness, you know. I don't care. Yeah, I might be bored again tomorrow. Never know. How about that? No, but I went back and looked. The last time I did um a live stream, and I think I was only like 30 minutes, was like before Halloween. So what's that been like 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks? Yep, that's one of them. Yep. Yep, lost all respect when snubbed the nose at the DUI. Not a smart move. But I don't watch the drama ladies. I what's the point? I mean, I get it if you guys do, but for me, if I want to hear people arguing and bashing and throwing, shit in their face, I'll go visit my family, you know? Shit. Yeah, but see during the day when see it's only 3:24 in the PM here. So by the time I get up in the morning, half of YouTube stuff has already happened. Hush. Move. Stop. Great. Potty Waddy, what are you doing? All right. Well, I think I've taken up enough of your time, and since this stream isn't going to go anywhere because somebody can't take advice. They just think you want to, throw shit in their face, and no, that's not the case at all. But I can't convince somebody otherwise. So, all you hangers on here, have a good rest of your weekend. Next weekend or next week, um, I'm sure I'll probably have to clap back to something now. So, gee, I may be back on tomorrow or maybe later tonight. Who knows? But whatever I do, we're always going to have a good laugh about it. Sand angels, not snow angels, sand ones. All right, everybody. Take care. Aloha.